Hello, this is Rob with ConsciousEarth.life. Today we're going to do another video as part of our apartment gardening series, and we're going to show you how to build a grow light. So first of all, the bulbs that I'm going to be using in this grow light are 6500 Kelvin. That is about the same Kelvin rating as the daylight sun will give you. Also, we've got 4 bulbs totaling 92 watts of energy that we're going to be using, but they're equivalent to 400 watts compared to a standard light bulb. They're also 1600 lumens each. We've got 4 of them, so we have a total lumens of 6400 lumens. And the total cost for the light is $47.13. And here's our bill of material. We've got 13 parts in total, starting with 2 twin sockets, light sockets, like this. They're 2 something each for a total of $536. And then we're using 4 CFL light bulbs for a total of $17.96. We have 2 1/4-inch rods, total cost of $1.97. And then we have an 8-inch stovepipe that's 10 feet long when you purchase it. It's over $10 for the entire pipe, but we're going to use $5.13 worth on this light. And then I have another piece that I have left over for another light. And then 7 foot of chain for $4.49 to hang it with. And then we've got 2 light sockets for a total of $6.98. Got these from Home Depot. They're really cool because they've got a little on-off button on the top. And when you go to mount them into the light, you don't need to drill a very big hole, just a little 3/8 hole. Next, let's see, 12-inch cord that we're going to use to plug it in. We'll have a couple of tie wraps to tie our cords down, and then a tie wrap holder or a tie wrap mount, 2 of those. 2 wire nuts, red ones, and we'll end up using about 3 feet of wire, and a little bushing to protect our cord going through the sheet metal, and some trim that I found at Walmart. This is trim that's used for a door, for a car door, so if you don't bang the corner of your car door when you open it up, and it's perfect for this. And we're going to use 98 cents worth of that, so here's our total, $47.13. So let's get organized here. Oh, I forgot, we also have 8 1/4-inch nuts and 8 1/4-inch flat washers. We don't have those on the bill of materials, so let's add another 50 cents to that. Okay, so I've already pre-cut my pipe in half, and I can tell you that the pipe that you get at Home Depot is a thicker gauge than the pipe you can get at Lowe's. This is my second light. The first one I built was with pipe from Home Depot, and it was quite difficult to cut it in half. This one was easy because it's a thinner gauge material. Also, I measured in 1 inch from this edge and 1 inch in from that edge, and I drilled 4 1/4-inch holes, and that's what I'm going to use to sturdy the light to put our rods through. So let's get started with the rods. I just put 2 of the 1/4-inch nuts on in and turn them in about 1 inch from the end, and put a flat washer on it. This way we'll have the light a little bit sturdier while we're working on it. Then we're going to put a flat washer on the outside, and another flat washer on the outside. I'm actually going to put the chain on right away, just to save time. 7/16 inch wrench. I have to hold this. I'm going to snug those down a little bit more later. Now just get it close. Put a flat washer on each end. Probably bend the ends of those chain hooks in a little bit before we're done here also. I start my seedlings indoors here at the apartment, so that's why I need a grow light. I don't have enough windows facing south here. I'm just going to use my little needle nose pliers here to bend these in a little bit. Keep them from falling out. Voila. Now, I put one of the little trims on the end of it, and I'm going to put the other one on right now so that you can see how I do it. Leave it hang off about a ½ inch on each side. Oops. Better do the curvature the same way. Easy to put on. I think it's going to stay on without any glue. We'll see. If it comes loose, I'll put a little bit of glue in it. But these edges are kind of sharp after you cut them off. Plus the trim. This trim is the, obviously it's the right color and everything. It makes it look kind of slick. Okay. Now, next step is we're going to drill some holes to mount our lights. And so I need the tape measure. Okay. So to mount the light socket, I'm going to go in 8 inches from each end. It's pretty evenly spaced. Now, I also just kind of eyeball this so I get it pretty close to the center. a little X. I guess you could measure that, but that's close enough. Okay. Now, to do my center punch, I'm just going to stick a hammer underneath here to make this a little bit more rigid. Center punch really helps when you go to drill this. And if I didn't put the hammer underneath here, I'd probably bend my pipe all up, so this helps. Okay. Next we'll drill our holes. This is the 1/4" drill bit that I used before to make the little holes on the ends for the rods. Now I'm going to use a 3/8" drill bit. I'm also going to put, I forgot to, one hole. I need a hole right near the end here so that my power cord can go through. I'm going to go about 1 inch in, keep it somewhat aligned with those. Got a little file here to get rid of the burrs. Should do it. Now let's just check and make sure these are going to fit through there. It's a beautiful February afternoon here in Kingwood, Texas. Perfect. Okay. So that's all set to go. Just going to put this off to the side. And now we're going to wire our light sockets. It's got 2 nuts on it. I'm going to keep one of them on. Take the other one off for now. And we need a piece of white wire about 12 inches long. And another piece of white wire 6 inches long. Same thing with the black. strip them. Go in about, say about 5/8 of an inch on each end. Oh, I had it in the wrong one. Same thing with the black. Okay, cool. Next, now first thing before you cut the end of your cord off, always double check and make sure you understand which one is the neutral and which one is the hot. The smaller prong hole is the hot and the larger one is the neutral. And then almost all cords have some kind of designation going down the cord. And for this one, there's some writing on the hot side. The wire that goes into the hot terminal here has some writing on it. So we want to remember that because that's what we're going to connect to our black. So we'll just cut this off. I'm going to strip this as well, get it ready. You can just kind of cut down the center a little bit and then they usually tear apart pretty easily. I just pull it down about 2 inches. And strip off the same amount that we did with the other wire, about 5/8 of an inch. Now this is a stranded wire, the other ones are solid, so I'm going to twist them so that they go into the wire nut a little bit better. And keep in mind, the one with the writing on it is the hot, so that's going to be this one. So, next what I'm going to do is connect these wires to our light sockets. I'm going to just bend a little half circle. And tighten it up. Circle on the white. So I put the 2 long wires on one of the light sockets, and then I'm going to put the 2 short wires on the other light socket. If you're not too confident in this, you could have an electrician do it for you or have somebody who's got some experience help you with the wiring part. it, so I'm just going to make my little half circle a little tighter. Okay. Not quite the same length, and I'd like to have it. Just going to make it easier to put the wire nuts on if they're both the same length. I'm going to cut that one off a little bit, and then I'm going to re-strip it. There we go. They're about the same length. Okay. Now, okay, so after you cut the end of your extension cord off, you want to feed it through the hole. I'm just going to pull a bunch extra through, so while I'm wiring this I don't jerk that off the chair. Okay, so next we're going to take our 2 black wires plus our wire on the cord that has the writing on it, and we're going to connect those together. So it's going to be 2 blacks and the wire with the writing on it. It's going to be our hot. So you put these wire nuts on, just screw them on clockwise. Then I take my 2 whites plus my other one from the extension cord here. I'm going to get them all get them all the same length before you twist that wire nut on. Oops. Second one's a little more difficult because you're kind of fighting against the other one. I ended up having to put a tie wrap on this just to keep it together. There we go. After I put the wire nuts on, I always like to put some tape over them just to keep everything from falling apart. Of course, you can go out and buy these lights. It's going to cost a lot more. It's kind of fun to build them. Got one more wrap around here. Oop, no, I don't want to do that because I'm going to be too short. Last thing I'm going to do is tape up where my wires are connected here, just in case somebody ever puts their hand underneath this light, they won't get a shock. Okay. Now, light sockets light. Push that through, put the nut on the outside. Got a pretty big burr on this one that I didn't get off well enough before, so I'll put the file. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now I've got a little bushing that I got at Lowe's. Got a little bag of those, very cheap. And it'll keep the cord from fraying. Okay, so flip it over now. And the next thing we're going to do is put our tie wrap mounts in. These have a sticky back on them. So just peel off the backing plate paper. See this? Just going to place that about there. This one. Put it here. Then I take the tie wrap. Okay. Next, we'll put in our dual light sockets. Okay, we're ready to plug it in. Voila! Grow lights. There we go. Hang them up. Turn them on and turn them off. All done.